In recent days, quiet whispers have begun to spread within the Catholic Church. These whispers are not loud, not confrontational, and not meant for headlines, but they carry deep weight. They come from bishops, priests, and faithful across different corners of the Church, especially from parts of Europe, and more specifically Germany. A noticeable shift has taken place, and while it may not yet be a loud rebellion, it is surely a noticeable pause. Some bishops who once stood firm and confident in their push for change have now grown silent. Their energy has cooled. Their voices are not as strong as they were just weeks ago. This shift has everything to do with the arrival of the new Pope, Pope Leo XIV. Since his election, there has been a subtle change in the atmosphere of the Church. The new Pope has not come with thunder and proclamations. Instead, his style is measured, calm but deliberate. He has not spoken harshly. He has not condemned anyone publicly. Yet his presence alone seems to have brought a new direction, or at least a sense of pause. And this pause is most evident among the bishops of Germany, who in recent years have been leading the most aggressive push for reforms in the global Church. The German bishops had taken steps that were bold by any standard. Proposals had been made that included the blessing of same-sex unions, the ordination of women, and a more decentralized authority structure within the Church. For some time, these bishops spoke with conviction. They argued that the Church needed to move forward, to evolve with modern society, to be more inclusive and understanding. They spoke of pastoral care, of listening to the people, and of building a Church that responds to the real lives of Catholics. But this movement, while supported by many in Germany, was not welcomed everywhere. In Rome, there were concerns. Repeated warnings were given, letters were sent, meetings were held. The Vatican reminded the bishops that the unity of the Church depends on common faith and shared doctrine. The German path, some feared, was leading toward a break, a division that could harm the entire Catholic world. For a while, it seemed, the German bishops were unmoved by these concerns. They pressed forward. They organized synods, meetings, and public discussions. The media followed closely. Many predicted that Germany would soon become the center of a new kind of church. But now, things are quieter. One of the first signs of this change came from Bishop Franz Josef Overbeck. He recently made a statement that caught the attention of many observers. Speaking about the new pope, he described him as polite but reserved on reform. That short phrase carried a lot of meaning. It was not a direct criticism. It was not a complaint, but it was clear. The German bishops, who once hoped for quick support from Rome, now find themselves facing a pope who is more cautious. A pope who may not be eager to push forward with all the reforms they had in mind. This change has left some bishops uncertain. They are not retreating, but they are watching. They are listening. The bold energy of the past few years has now been replaced by a more careful tone. Some observers believe that this caution is not fear but respect. Respect for the new leadership and a desire to understand where the Pope is truly leading the Church. In the broader Catholic world, this moment has created new discussions. What does the new Pope believe about reform? Will he allow changes in local regions? Will he hold firm to traditional teachings? Or will he try to find a path that brings unity without denying the realities faced by Catholics in different cultures? For many faithful, these are not just questions about politics or power. These are questions about identity, about truth, about the very soul of the Church. In Germany, where the Church has faced deep decline in attendance and trust, the push for reform was seen as a lifeline. Many bishops believed that by opening the Church to new ideas, they could bring back those who had left, they could heal wounds, they could rebuild trust. But the risk was always present. Change, especially in the Church, can bring hope but also confusion. And if change moves too fast or without enough care, it can lead to division. That is what Rome has tried to avoid. And that is why the new Pope's calm but firm presence matters. Pope Leo XIV has not yet fully revealed his long-term vision. He listens, he reflects, he speaks with humility, but he also values unity. And unity, in his mind, does not mean everyone doing what they want. It means walking together even when the path is difficult. Some bishops admire this, others are still uncertain. But the message is clear. The Church is entering a new chapter, one that will not be written by sudden revolutions, but by patient discernment. The Pope seems to be asking the Church not to rush, not to break apart in pursuit of fast reform, but to find a way forward together. In this context, the bishops who once felt bold now feel the weight of responsibility. They must consider not only what their local communities need, but also what the universal Church needs. They must think not only about change, but about communion, about how to stay connected to the body of the Church while still responding to local realities. This is not an easy task, and it is not only Germany that is watching. Other parts of the world are also facing similar questions. In Africa, Asia, and the Americas, there are bishops and faithful who wonder how the Church can remain true while also being open. They wonder if the Pope will support their efforts or ask them to wait. They watch Germany, and now they watch the silence, the quiet hesitation, the careful pause. And this pause may be the beginning of something deeper. Not a rejection of reform, but a reconsideration. Not a defeat, but a redirection. The Pope's arrival has reminded many that the Church is not a political party, not a business, not a club. It is a spiritual family. And in a family, decisions are not made only by loud voices, but by deep love and mutual respect. Some bishops may not be happy. They may feel that their hopes are being delayed. They may feel misunderstood. But even they know that the path ahead must be walked with care, because the stakes are high. The Church is not only facing internal debates, it is also facing a world that is changing rapidly. A world where faith is often questioned, where trust is fragile, and where people are searching for meaning. In such a world, the Church must be strong, not by shouting louder, but by standing firm in love and truth. And that is perhaps what the new Pope is trying to remind everyone, that before making changes, the Church must first remember who she is, where she comes from, and who she serves. So yes, some bishops are not happy, but their silence may be a sign of something more than frustration. It may be a sign of respect, of reflection, of waiting to understand. Because in the end, the Church moves not by pressure, but by prayer. Not by ambition, but by discernment. And in this moment of quiet, something new may be growing. The world will keep watching, the faithful will keep praying, and the bishops, even those who feel disappointed, will have to decide. Will they walk with the Pope? Will they wait and listen? Or will they push forward alone? That is the question now. And the answer will shape the future of the Church for years to come. As we reflect on this moment, it is clear that something sacred is happening. Not a rebellion, but a revelation. Not a clash, but a calling. And those who listen closely may hear it, not in loud debates or dramatic headlines, but in the quiet steps of a church trying to walk together once more.